Oh, it's if I turn my mic on. We have a VOD review for Falcormoor. I believe this is bronze. It's support gameplay on Hanamura. Let's see what we got. So, I'm not going to go too much into what you got here because going against a Ryan D. Alright. You have a Ryan Ball, Moira, Anna, Ash, and Junkrat. So you guys kind of got a spam going on. Yeah, we'll see how this goes. This is some pretty big numbers.
Incoming. Defend objective A.
Get behind!
I like your positioning here. You have to respect that widow. Absolutely, 1000% have to respect that widow. I believe there's actually a way around here where you can stand in this little doorway here. But yeah, you have to respect her. Don't take that duel because she's gonna win it. There's only one time you can take a duel with the widow, and that's if she's not looking at you. But even then, that's risky. Never, ever, ever, ever take that duel. When you were standing here out of LOS, that was good.
Old soldiers are hard to kill.
Yeah, so if you go through here, I believe. I could be wrong. I don't remember.
You're covered.
So you know you have the threat of the widow. Get yourself where you can see your team and you are safe from the widow. So you have a decent sight line. I like you being safe. I would rather you be over here. Okay. Don't chase after your teammates. If they're gonna run away, they're gonna run away. It's something you're gonna learn the hard way.
I need to recharge. It's going to be okay.
Where's that widow? Good need. Unfortunate. Right here, when they're this close to this big a target, I would be hip firing because you are going to be able to see a lot more. You're going to be able to react a lot better. Get comfortable with that. You really only should be quick scoping when there's a critical shot that you have to make, when it's a hard shot.
Just a scratch, you'll be fine.
But right now, I would rather that you were back here. You can back up out of LOS, and you're safe from this line of sight. And you can see all up here.
You're powered up. Get in there.
Are you ready?
Respect that filmmaker. That's unfortunate. Okay, so that was clusterfuck. Typical bronze. Did you? I don't know if you told you Ryan that you were gonna nano him or not. Let's look at the timing. Right here, I don't like where you're standing.
You're powered up. Get in there.
Are you ready?
Yeah, late reaction on that. That wasn't a terrible nano. It could have been better.
في الامتحان يكرم المرء أو يهان.
I will say your positioning is actually quite decent for a bronze player. I think it's the best positioning I've seen in a bronze player.
Ultimate charging. Barrier active.
I will keep you healed. Down here. Help me.
That nade wasn't necessary. You got your Mori to heal up your team. Save the nade for a better opportunity. Like when Uriah pushes in, he takes a lot of damage, or Uriah pushes in, they drop the shield, and you can nade the enemy team. There are two types of grenades. There are defensive, and there are oh, that's stopping. And oh boy, let's try that again. There are defensive nades, and there are offensive nades. And the name's kind of very self-explanatory. Man, my handwriting's not there. Defensive nades. You get pressured. Others, like you saw that ball was really low, or they push in. You throw a nade to keep your team up. They push in, and you throw a nade on the enemy team to purple them, to make their push a lot more dangerous. Defensive is defense. It's reactive. Offensive would be to use your nade to create an opening. You throw your nade over the shield. You can get an anti here. You create an opening for your team to attack with it. So keep that in mind. I'm not going to go too into depth with it. But just consider, can I use my nade defensively here? Can I use my nade offensively here? Just think about it. Positioning here, I'd rather you be backed further up. You don't need to be in there with your team. Right now you're standing out. Stop typing, play the game. There you go. Perfect. That's unfortunate. Good nade.
60 seconds.
That's unfortunate. Your team got shattered, but that was nade that you're looking for. That would be a defensive nade. You could have survived that if you'd been positioned better. Because you can retreat up here, you can retreat back there. You're really not worth chasing.
في الامتحان يكرم المرء أو يهان.
The mechanics really aren't a problem, considering your SR.
I see. You're going
So
to.
now you need to position to where you got a teammate.
Touch from afar. 30 seconds remaining.
Position yourself. Get on the high ground. Keep in mind your threats. You better get zoned, bro.
10 seconds remaining.
I like the thought. I like that you went on high ground. Unfortunately, your team wasn't with you, and that's something that's gonna happen in bronze. You do have to play around your team. It's just all around tricky to get out of. I would have rather you stay on that high ground and wait till your team pushes in, and use that high ground to heal your team up. You do have to work on some awareness, but I'm assuming you haven't been playing the game very long, and that will come with time. Mechanics will come with time.
Score 0-0. Switching sides.
Let me
Initiating match.
boot up Overwatch. I will give you some examples.
Initiating match.
Alright, now you've got main Reinhog. Okay, not terrible. We don't. Good positioning, decent. Better position would be over here. That's generally the best place to be, is Ana. Don't waste your shots for healing, because you might need that ammo later.
You're covered.
I like it. Good thought. That would be an awesome offensive need. Now's your opportunity to reload. Reload. Ryan's an idiot. No, 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 no. Stay back, stay back. You're a sniper. Reload, reload, reload. Stop typing and play the game.
I will keep you here.
You have some problems with awareness, and that stems from good nade. That stems from your positioning. You wouldn't have to deal with the Doomfist and the rig up in your face if you're here. If they push you, you can pull back there. You can go up to the high ground. Okay? Blech. You can't do anything about your Ryan, but you can put yourself in the best possible
I'm not ready
position
to hang it up.
keep him up. I assume that's it. Yep. Okay. So, what we are going to talk about today is positioning. This is the biggest thing, especially for Ana. She is a sniper, so play her like a sniper, okay? There are two things to keep in mind. Sightlines and safety. Okay? Let's, oh boy, erase it, please. Let's go. Sorry, I'm a little sick. Let's make a tree diagram. So, sightlines. Sightlines, obviously, LOS. You want the longest sightline you can get. Man, I cannot write neatly today. Longest sightlines, okay? And you want to be able to see your team. Most importantly, you want to be able to see your team, okay? Ideally, you can see both your team and the enemy team. Okay? That way you can attack the enemy if your team's fine. Now, safety comes with cover. Comes with cover and distance. Okay? So, I want to explain this all to you conceptually. Now, when I say cover, there are two types of cover. There is, you probably can't see that. Oh boy, Epic Pen's giving me issues. When I say cover, there are two types of cover. There is, can't see that either. Boy, oh boy. There is natural cover. Can you see that? No, you cannot. I'm sorry. Oh boy. Okay, we're just gonna do this. Goddamn. I'm not awake yet. Positioning. What did I say? Sightlines. And safety. Spell it correctly. Sightlines, you want safety distance. Okay, so when it comes to your VOD today, we're going to focus on position. Let's try this all again. When it comes to positioning, I want you to think about two things: sightlines and safety. When it comes to sightlines, you want two things. You want to be able to see your team, and you want to have the longest sightline possible. Now, when it comes to sightlines on your team, ideally you can also see the enemy. That's not the most critical thing though. When it comes to positioning safety, distance, if you are far away from the fight, the enemy has to engage a lot of resources to get to you, and it leaves them open. And then you want cover. There are two types of cover. Natural cover is the map geometry, you know, walls, corners, inclines, stuff that on the map that blocks you. And artificial cover, this would be like shields, hiding behind the teammate, meat shielding. Natural cover is your best friend. Natural cover is what you want to strive for every single time. That is what will keep you alive, okay? So this is kind of your web map. I know it kind of seems complicated, but when I show you a couple of examples, it'll make sense. All right. Now let me show you a couple of examples. Let's get a map on settings, maps, Hanamura. Okay, let's start with attack.
Traveling to Hanamura.
Alright,
Never stop fighting for what you believe in.
first let me check out if I was talking crazy or not. Pretty sure there's a way. Nope, I'm crazy. Just ignore me. I usually think there was a way to get back there. But, so, you had to deal with the enemy widow. You're standing here. This is good. You can see your team, but the widow cannot see you. Once you cross this threshold, the widow can see you. You're in danger. But here, you can still see your team. This is a good position. Now, once your team pushes up, somebody presses the widow, then you can start to move up. Now, notice how I'm hugging the wall as a natural cover, okay? That's going to keep me safe a lot more than the shield is, because the shield can drop. Here's where you're holding. Here's where I want you to hold, okay? Here, you can see your entire team, if they're there or if they're there. You can hide from that window. You can even see into the enemy team a little bit. You can heal your team from here. You have the mega if you need to heal yourself. Or if you need to run away, you can run away back here and just kind of hide. You can even get the high ground here. Usually I don't see Honest do this, but you know, it's an option. High ground is good. Now, once your team starts to push in, this is where things kind of go chaotic. But try to stick around walls and support your team as they go in. Keep your distance, keep cover, and continue to push in. Now I'm gonna only cover the first point, just to keep this video short. Defense. Elysium has stopped playing Overwatch. Defense, generally, this is considered the best place for Ana to hold her defense. She has natural cover from that window, from the choke, from the point, and she has sight lines. She has long sight lines. You see, look at the distance between us and there. If they wanted to dive on you, they would have to put a lot of effort into it. Here, you can see your entire team. You can heal them. You can heal them. You can see the enemy team. You can shoot them if you need to. You can contest that window if you have to. If stuff gets pushed on the point, you can heal your team on all points. So here, when we have talking about our position with a tree, I have distance, and I have cover. I have natural cover. I have distance. I have sight line on my. Well, when we talk about positioning sight lines, I have distance and I have sight on both my team and potentially the enemy team. Now, you get pressured, you can rotate. Think about always, whenever you're standing somewhere, you want to think, okay, if I get attacked, where am I going to go? You know, I'm not going to dive too much into that, but you have options to rotate. So think about what I was saying, positioning, and focus on that. In terms of practice, pick one thing to practice. Say, okay, I'm going to practice my positioning, making sure I have cover. You know, you might focus only on being able to see your team, and you won't not focus on being able to see the enemy team and stuff like that. But find a way to make sure between every fight that you're thinking about, okay, yeah, I need to practice positioning. You know, get a sticky note, write down those things I was talking about. You remind yourself, refresh yourself, look at that, okay. And that is how you will improve at the game. You know, some people have difficulty remembering. Good friend of mine, good coach of mine, likes to use a timer. You know, every minute or so it'll go off and it reminds of, okay, positioning. Go into every game, just focus on improving yourself. Don't worry about the number. The number is just a number. I know it doesn't seem like that, but trust me, it's really just a number. If you improve, that number will go up. And try not to get tilted. You will improve, promise. Good luck.